Tom Selleck is Magnum, weekdays at 4 on TV5.
Tonight, one of the deputies shot by Billy Blake is back in the hospital.
Another bank robbery. This time, a suspect is caught. Also, the real-life characters from Echoes in the Darkness speak out.
And authorities search for a young woman missing for 2 days now.
And in tonight's podcast, a warm start to November, but it won't last.
And in sports, we'll meet the newest Buffalo Bill, and in his own special way, Coach Mack will tell us he is A-OK.
Now, Bob Kirk, Liz Ayers, Marty Scholes weather, and John Eves on sports. This is News Center 5.
Good evening. Here's what's going on. Many of you have just finished watching a riveting drama here on TV5, Echoes in the Darkness. But it's not an ordinary TV film. It's all the more fascinating and disturbing because the story is true. Tonight, reporter Bill Baldini talks with some of the real-life participants, including the school principal convicted of murder.
Upper Marion High School, just 25 minutes from Philadelphia. A school haunted even today by the 1979 murder of Susan Reinert, which led to the convictions of its former principal, Jay Smith, and former English teacher, William Bradfield.
That's what they remember us for. Or if they say Upper Marion, that's where Jay Smith was from.
Jay Smith, to this day, says he's sorry about the pain he's caused Upper Marion High, and he claims he was set up.
I was an easy target. Everybody was believing that I was involved in this criminal activity. So I was an easy target for Bradfield to frame.
Mark Eckert was a member of the student government in the 70s when Smith was the principal.
Dr. Smith was never a vicious or an angry or a mean man. I have trouble believing that Dr. Smith could have committed that crime.
Even though he was a little odd, even
though he was odd.
But 58-year-old Smith was convicted of murdering Susan Reinert and her two children, Karen and Michael. The jury said the evidence was circumstantial but overwhelming. Today, Smith is on death row. His case under appeal.
I did not kill Susan Reinert, and it had nothing to do with her murder or any crimes against her or her children. Nothing whatever.
Susan Reinert claimed this man, William Bradfield, promised to marry her. She even made him the sole beneficiary of her $760,000 insurance policy. Today, Bradfield stands convicted of masterminding the murders that Smith committed. He's serving 3 life sentences. The man who relentlessly pursued both Smith and Bradfield in the courts was prosecutor Rick Guida.
My duty is only to prosecute those people who I believe can be convicted using credible evidence in the case, and I've heard nothing since that time to have changed my opinion.
You think they are guilty?
I wouldn't have prosecuted them unless I did.
The loudest echo in the darkness, however, was and still is what happened to the Reinert children, Karen and Michael, last seen with their mother. Their mother's body was found in 1979, but their bodies were never found. Do you ever think of those two children?
Every day.
The police say this case will never be closed until the Reinert children are found dead or alive. Bill Baldini for CBS News.
A former nurse's aide who confessed to killing dozens of patients has officially pleaded guilty to murder. 35-year-old Donald Harvey will serve a life sentence for 8 murders at a Kentucky hospital. Harvey's killing spree included suffocating 2 patients with a pillow and killing 6 more by cutting off their oxygen supply. Harvey said they were mercy killings, that he was putting people out of their misery. This is Harvey's 2nd life sentence. He's already been convicted of 25 murders in Ohio. A Fulton woman reported missing last week is alive and well tonight.
At one point, police thought the store clerk who disappeared from the supermarket job had met with foul play. Authorities verified tonight that 18-year-old Tina Marie Taylor is working at a restaurant in Lafayette. Police thought she might have been upset when she left after an argument with her parents. Fulton police say they received an anonymous tip about the teenager's whereabouts. Deputy Bernard Molesky is back in University Hospital tonight. Molesky was injured last February in the shooting outside DeWitt Town Court in which another deputy was killed. Molesky has now undergone follow-up abdominal surgery. He's in fair condition tonight.
A 34-year-old Syracuse man is in jail, charged with 2 bank holdups in the past week. R.K. Leonard of South Salina Street allegedly entered a Warren Street branch of North Star Bank this afternoon, handing a teller a note and fleeing with $3,500 in cash. 2 passers-by are credited with his arrest.
The suspect in front of Dean Witter on Salina Street and held him until uniformed police officers could arrive.
After questioning Leonard, police also charged him with a holdup last Tuesday at a key bank on South Salina.
Arrested at City Hall today, 2 former Hancock Airport taxi drivers were taken into custody during a common council meeting. The cabbies were protesting the campaign of the district councilor Suzanne Panic, claiming she did nothing to help them when they were replaced by Metroplex. The scuffle between the drivers and police broke out when cabbie Stanley Gluck stood up to address the council.
They put Stanley down on the ground and they were really hurting him. They almost broke his arm trying to put him in cuffs, and they could have just let him away. But, you know, we live unfortunately in a city that's controlled by police force. And
Gluck and cabbie Tom Haley were charged with resisting arrest.
A predictable final day on the campaign trail for the 2 contenders for Onondaga County Executive. There was an emphasis on meeting voters on this last full day of politicking. The candidates were working the factory gates at dawn. The Republican frontrunner voicing a familiar concern for frontrunners, voter complacency.
You have to make sure that you get your vote out. Polls mean nothing at this stage. All that is an indicator that you have support. The next step for support is to come out and vote. So we're encouraging everyone that supports our candidacy to make sure they take the time to vote tomorrow.
Democrat Mel Zimmer was on the attack today against the Syracuse Herald-American, which yesterday printed a poll showing Zimmer 13 points behind, and also printed a front-page editorial blasting Zimmer and backing Pirro.
An unprecedented move by the local newspapers. I can think of only 2 or 3 newspapers left in the country that employ such scurrilous tactics as that. But I believe they did it because they know it's a dead heat. They know it's a close race.
The key job ahead for both candidates now is turning out the vote tomorrow. Both will have phone banks in place to accomplish that.
And a last day of campaigning also for district attorney candidates. Bob Wildridge ends the campaign as he began it, in an upheld battle for votes. Although 2 recent polls show incumbent DA Richard Hennessy maintaining a significant lead, Wildridge believes the voters are moving to him.
2 or 3 days, and I think the shift is toward me, and it's accelerating, so I'm really quite optimistic.
Hennessy campaigned in Eastwood, near his home, and he seemed more confident he will win tomorrow.
So we have a pretty good gut feeling, and that's about all we really have to go on.
If Dick Hennessy does win, he will have survived not only Wildridge,